boys just dropped an interesting cautionary tale for the mega Christians. Story of a character named Misty Tucker Gray, better known by her in-universe superhero name of Firecracker. She was working directly with the head superhero, Homelander, who basically ran the country, and everyone was terrified of him because he's basically a malignant narcissistic version of Superman with all the powers of Superman. And she was sort of, you might say, Paula White and Ann Coulter rolled into one. They're kind of a in between in what she did. Had their number one propaganda show titled Truth Bomb. She was the host. But she was very much a devout Christian who honestly believed in some sort of alignment between, religion and the worldly leadership, which at that point was run by Homelander and the Seven of his band of superheroes. Even though he can never keep up to seven before he does something. But she was very much in his media space, even when he decided that in his insanity, he decided that Homelander, was God. Firecracker had just finished releasing what would be several bridges too far for any Christian. I'm viewing her actions. This character was a Baptist, so I'm viewing her actions through the lens of my Baptist upbringing. She had announced even a Homelander Bible. With a third testament, calling him God. Third Testament written by AI, trained on the words of Pat Robertson. So, she's at a choice. She's first submitted her contribution to that. She gets a text or a phone call to meet with her old pastor from back home. A great important father figure to her as well. The church is very much a part of her formative years, and part of the reason why she starts off so deeply and publicly devout Christian. But you see she's drifting away to playing along with Homelander calling himself God. Your kind of semi-clandestine meeting with her old pastor, he's asking for help because his church is having his members intimidated over to Homelander's church, ironically named the Democratic Church of America. But she's facing a dilemma. What can she do? Can she ask Homelander to go easy on that guy? Meanwhile, it comes down. Their superheroes done labeled him as the one, and that church is one to target with. I mean, they have the whole scurrilous script written out on her teleprompter and just completely defaming and tarring her old pastor and her old church in which she was baptized. At that point, she comes out, heading back to her apartment in Seven Tower. She just kind of drops her little Jesus action figure, which she'd been symbolically carried everywhere, and as a kid, and it's kind of preaches that okay, that's. He kind of asked her if she still carries it around, and in a hint that he was symbolically asking her if she still carry Jesus around in her heart. It's kind of implied, not said. Then she drops her little Jesus action figure in the trash. Back at her apartment, she's confronted with a Homelander who's heard of her doubts that she actually doesn't actually believe in Homelander. She still actually believes in Jesus, and she's just playing along with that. And she's she's fired from the Seven, kind of cast out of her home in Seven Tower. Although she would have been bringing plenty of money to get settled on, but that's beside the point. Especially someone of her poverty background, she knows how to economize. But that was her last chance at redemption. Her last chance to at least survive to repent. When she goes to beg Homelander to please let her stay on and stay there, pledging all her devotion to her. That's when he kills her in a suitably gruesome manner for the show, but very good cautionary tale. Viewed through any evangelical lens I know of, basically, she doomed herself to an afterlife of everlasting torment. For the MAGA Christians, it's just a cautionary tale. Know when your bridge too far is.